Kickoff man for the Hogs is Vito Calvaruso, and he typically creates touchbacks, and this one is boomed way out of the back of the end zone, landed in the hedges. So here comes Bennett, plenty of confidence as a thrower, maybe not quite as dynamic. It's a stout Arkansas defense, top 12 in yards allowed. They're number 8 against pass. And Bennett's looking to zip it high in the slot. Ladd McConkey makes the catch, and in 2 plays, the Dogs are at midfield.
Yeah, it looks like McConkey took a big hit there from the safety with injuries.
White bursts up the middle, and they test the middle of that Hogs defense and rip off another first down. They're inside the 40.
They are controlling the line of scrimmage.
This defensive scheme hold up as the Dogs try to pound the rock up the middle. There's a second down throw, battle on the edge, and a flag comes in. And defending over there was Monteric Brown on Eddie Mitchell.
It looked like to me he got his right hand on the shoulder pad. He was all over him on the entire route.
Mitchell, a long 6'4" freshman out of Texas.
Pass interference. Defense, number 21. Ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Mitchell's a big play weapon, averaging almost 18 yards a catch.
Yeah,
and White, senior out of Miami, younger brother of Dalvin, takes the ball, gets the block on the edge. He's quick. You can see the acceleration. The running game is going, and they got another first down. Burton, a good block on the edge.
Yeah.
White through traffic into the end zone. Opening statement drive by Georgia, right down the field to draw first blood. Impressive, Kirk.
Yeah, what a drive by Todd Monken. Watch the left side of the offensive line. The tight end Fitzpatrick, the tackle 69 Sawyer gets up to the backer. Started.
Yeah, and just did what no opponent has done to Arkansas. Scored in the first quarter. 353rd consecutive PAT made by Georgia kickers. Frankly. 3rd and 24. Jefferson on the slant, threw it into heavy traffic, and it is broken up by Quay Walker. That's as bad as it gets for an offensive line on the road in the first series.
I just want to lay out, and it's just.
Kendall Milton and Kenny McIntosh, 2 more backs in this table in the game, and this is McIntosh, who's a versatile back. We'll probably see him catch a couple out of the backfield. That time rolls for a first down inside the 45.
It's just right now, I think Georgia was confident with all the talk about Arkansas and what they're doing. They felt that their offensive line could just lean on this defense, that front of those 3 front defensive linemen, and get up, climb up to the linebackers, and so far.
And they swarm. White this time. No gain. Henry again penetrating along with Jalen Cattle on the safety. So it is Burton in motion. And they run it straight ahead. Broken tackle. White gets the first down. They had a chance to grab him in the backfield. Catalan couldn't do it. And you hear the Zeus serenade. McIntosh is now the back. Clean pocket for Bennett, lofts it downfield for the running back, who makes the catch and is knocked out inside the 5. That's the skill set of the junior from Fort Lauderdale. First to be out there. 2nd and goal, I formation, Milton, and he just follows. Oh, they lost the ball. And he's in the end zone for a Georgia touchdown. All that beef, not much Arkansas could do about it.
No, he run to the left side. Was in there and helped out the defensive nose guard.
They're ripping at the ball. Milton was able to hold on to it. And Georgia, 2 touchdown drives behind a powerful running game. Sprinkled in with Jefferson looked like a run all the way. Dogs were onto it, and they slam him down the line of scrimmage. Nakobe Dean, an All-American linebacker on the stop.
Well, they were ready to roll.
Bauer, another punt from his own end zone. Here is Jackson near midfield. It's blocked! And Dogs fall on it for a special teams touchdown! Zamir White, the running back, on the recovery. It's 150 DBs down there now.
Wow, Chris. Dan Jackson came from way back, 47, to eventually get in, and I think surprised came from way off where they didn't account for him.
Dogs hadn't had a special teams touchdown in about 3 years. Take care of that in this incredibly dominant first quarter.
How about Dan Jackson? He's back here. Arkansas is not thinking. Look at the gap right here. They're not thinking about 47 right now. They don't have to account for him. Look, in last second he comes and is able to get in there. Defensive lineman that Georgia has, and that's saying a lot because there's NFL players across the board up there.
Jefferson has time on play action, just checks it down to the flat, and it's a good move there. Rocket Sanders made a man miss, and he's still running. They thought they had him penned in. That's the kind of play this Hogs offense needed.
Oh my gosh, is that a big play? That's a, and that was where, you get a couple first downs, you can do that.
Sanders, and they were able to get a first down, 42.
So there's a first down. I want to see if Kendall Briles formation up top.
Some big bodies over there. Jefferson runs it and breaks the tackle. Barrels over a couple of defenders and leans down to the 25-yard line. That shows you what he can do in the open field.
So the reason they go real quick here.
Need 5 on third down. Jefferson pump fake. He was going to run all the way. Dogs were all over it, and they slam him to the ground. That's big. Jordan Davis up to about 360, but still moving around.
For him to run.
Cam Little, a true freshman kicker who is perfect for his career. 8 for 8 so far. That's the curse. Misses for the first time. Nothing going right for the Razorbacks on the road. Drove it 55 yards. Stopped on third down and come up empty.
Defense has been how they're flying to the football with their hair on fire. They've not seen that yet in this game.
That's just, it looked easy. And he's rolled for about 5 more and a first down.
Yeah, and
a lot of hugs and handshakes for Pittman before that. I think he broke a conference record. I told him all the folks here that think so highly of him greeting him before the game, but the game is on, and the Dogs are dismantling Pittman's Razorbacks. Cook just sprints into Arkansas territory, 24-yard gain. There's a modest 4-yard gain on that first down.
you know it's coming.
White barreling forward. It's just hot knife through butter at the moment.
There's Bowers, who you talked about, moving a little bit.
Bennett fires downfield. He tried to get it to Bowers and threw it into traffic, and it was broken up by Simeon Blair.
Wow, Simeon Blair, I don't know how he dropped the football.
It's a 46-yard field goal attempt by Jack Podlesny. They call him Pod, and he drives it through. Everything going right for the Dogs, including special teams dominance.
Back in.
Dogs with only 2 down linemen. They get it in the flat, and no chance to make a play. Flying up is Darian Kendrick, the former All-ACC corner at Clemson, to make the tackle on Green.
Well, that's Holly. I mean, it's incredible in this era of backup quarterbacks leaving. Love that he stayed and fought.
Nice to have the luxury of an experienced backup. Carson Beck is a very talented guy, but just the moxie, the experience, the attitude. Bennett, a formation they'll run the quarterback out of. Burks comes in motion. Jefferson took a look, tries to get it to him. There was just no chance. He was covered by Breeny on the edge. Throw wasn't on target, and it's 4th down again.
Yeah,
They can get a stop here. Get a good chance to produce some points before halftime. They use their timeout to preserve time, and now Bennett running, and is going to be knocked out of bounds. It's right near the marker. Hayden Henry forced him out. He'll use the entire vocabulary to make his point. How can I put it?
Yeah.
More subtly. Well, the Hogs defense, that's not the stop they wanted, because now Georgia can just run this clock down. Third down has been a nightmare. 1 for 6. Most of them have been very long. Well, they throw it underneath, and that doesn't work either. Blake turned the tight end. Another flag is down on the play.
on the near side.
That might have been an ineligible downfield as the quarterback took a long time to
Ineligible
get rid of the
receiver
ball.
downfield. Offense, number 55. The penalty is declined. Results of the play, 4th down.
They continued to pound away. White again. And this is just an average first down play for them today. Moved to 6 again, 5-6 more yards.
Again, they're just getting such a good push. Start to become mentally fatigued when this happens to you.
I mean, this is like Vince Dooley football. I mean, they barely need to throw. It's just pure power. Earlier in the season. Dogs need 6. Bennett. Well, still not going to attempt to pass. Didn't have anybody open. Scrambled and forced out by Bumper Poole. And here comes the field goal team.
Yeah, that's a win, obviously, for
one against Clemson. It was good earlier from 46. This one from 30. And he gets it inside the right upright. Georgia, short field, adds 3 more on, 27-0.
Taken by the end. They have to fill the alley. Good job.
Jefferson looking to throw on 2nd and 10, and the pocket collapses. Dean affected him first. Slammed to the ground. Wyatt helped out.
Well, there's nowhere to go with the ball. This is a coverage sack that Dean eventually gets there along with the help of Wyatt. Look downfield as he's trying to figure out where to go with this football. I mean, look at this. Look at the coverage. Where's he going to go with the ball, right? I mean, he's got nobody there to find open, and eventually Dean pretty far and nowhere to go.
And the ball comes out. Catch made along the sideline, short of the marker. Yeah, on that sack. That's a freshman running back, Sanders. That's a tough ask for him to block Dean.
Yeah.
Since that quick start. Cook is split out way to the right. Bennett's looking back the other direction. The completion is underneath and slammed down is McConkey. Did he catch the ball far enough? Yeah, they're going to spot him short.
Yeah, they're going to leave those wideouts alone, but that tackle and that guard are way too far back.
Okay.
The man was excited about illegal formation and a punt. And Bill Lamagna, we could have a whole clinic here perhaps as the third quarter unfolds on this obscure rule.
A lot of wins under his belt.
He's
right?
not the original Bulldog. You know, Yale has that guy called Handsome Dan who's been around since the 1800s. Incomplete as a flag down on the far side. They've just tried to get the ball to Traylon Burks all afternoon, and why not? He's their top playmaker, and he has been blanketed. It's been tough to find him in space.
Holding. Defense, number 29. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Chris Smith guilty of the penalty there. That's the first major penalty.
Who are getting downhill quickly, and they also make plays.
Kid that comes in averaging 261 on the ground has 48, and it'll be less than that after the sack by Nakobe Dean, who hammered Jefferson from the blind side.
Well, the pre-snap movement, this affects the communication. That is a tough ask.
Dean's one of the best, but it's a team effort. 9 different dogs have a sack this year. That's a lot through 4 games, folks. Jefferson this time has protection and then checks it down. Completion on the sideline of the tight end, Blake Kern, and he gets some of the yards back, but
it's back to throw.
Bennett hasn't been pressured all day, and he's going to launch downfield. A couple of flags are down, and incomplete. Another flag at the end of the play. Burton was being defended by Catalan.
Well, the Arkansas had a play
Scheme
there
to
are
get
multiple
him
fouls
easy
against the
access
defense.
yardage.
Offside. Defense, 15. Decline. Holding. Defense. Decline. Pass interference. Defense.
Oh my God.
15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And the crowd's just having a laugh.
Well, it's an unfortunate day for Sam Pittman, but that play, 3 penalties on 1 play. There's the offsides right there where Blair got up across the line of scrimmage, and then you've got pass interference, you've got a holding call back.
This was their first serious taste of adversity, and they'll take away a lesson from this game, but they're not going to be in the top 10 any longer. Jackson makes the catch. It's another first down.
And let me just say this. If you've not seen Arkansas play this year, this is a program. Love that.
3rd and 9. Bennett, an empty backfield as we begin the final quarter. And once again, it's a free one because the Hogs jumped offside on the edge. It looked like Williams again.
Flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
Offside, defense, number 55. Penalties declined. Holding, defense, 10-yard penalty for the previous spot with a legal forward pass that includes an automatic first down.
Only two that time on Arkansas. Only two flags,
Well,
except the holding.
Brock Bowers on his route.
Targeted just once today. Milton tries the middle. Look at that. Look at him just push the pile. It's 27-0, and the work is not done for this Georgia offensive line, just mauling people.
Well, another great play that sums up this game. Lead seeing that push from his line.
Unlikely.
You think he's down 27. Reminds me of Coach Saban. It's worse when it gets ugly for the opponent.
Look at Milton spinning, twisting, fighting. This is a team that is hammering their opponents and hungry for more. It's been a statement from the first series, and they're not done talking. And counting. McIntosh. And this Georgia crowd, a lot of them are still on their feet, just appreciating what they're seeing.
I think Stetson Bennett's loving it too. You can just
It's worked. 11th play of the drive here. White knifing into the secondary, makes a tackle and dives for the end zone. Dogs pouring it on. That's the hat trick for White in the first quarter. And the Dogs add to their lead. That was that when Jefferson got hurt against the Aggies and he had to come into the game. 3rd and long, and it's time to be swarmed. New quarterback, same result. Adam Anderson with his 4th sack of the season.
well, he drive all the way to this point right now.
McIntosh up the middle. This will give people like Auburn, he's still plowing ahead, running really hard. All these guys are fresh and hungry to make an impact, and they have made one and then some today, Holly.
They can establish the line of scrimmage and pound the football. I just feel like we're seeing more and more teams doing that.
Edgen Edwards gets a touch. You wonder, Kirk, I mean, is this a massive turning point? Is this an anomaly because Georgia's
To them privately, they're not surprised.
McIntosh takes a pitch on 4th down. He's going to make a cut, get the 1st down, and he shows his quickness, his elusiveness. Just these backs complement each other with their skill set. And we talked about what lies ahead.
Dude, they could still have a great year. I mean, the way they played early in the year, if they can keep playing like that, this is an Arkansas team that could definitely bounce back from this embarrassment today.
There's Jackson Meeks, who makes the catch on the long throw from Bennett. Interesting to see.
Month of August, they rested him a lot. I think it was a little bit more serious than what JT is dealing with, but I don't know. Unless you give JT rest, I don't know how this goes away. It's a good one day, bad the next.
He needs rest.
He needs rest.
Not as serious as Prescott's. Not needed today, but
points. And all this talk about background, Brad, you brought up Bryce Young.
One for a 1st down.
Because Bill O'Brien is a new offensive play caller and offensive coordinator for Sark. Doing three rushers, and they dropped 8, and it was like kryptonite to Matt Corral.
That's not Saban's world, but does he go
telling you, I said that on game day. I think you'll see that. It is not his world, but a lot of people stole the Arkansas approach against Corral.
In Athens. Hornsby gets the block, gets knocked down in the field of play.
I think the frustrating thing, you keep looking at Sam Pittman's face, and he knew what he was getting into today against Kirby. I mean, he used to coach here in Athens. The frustrating thing for him, need to help him. And I think that's what they're going to learn from in the film work that they do on Monday.
Last play of the game, Meeks makes the catch, and that's it. I agree. He knew how good Georgia was, but Pittman had to be deeply disappointed about how his team got rattled early and made it pretty easy for Georgia.
He's telling him, thank you for everything, and you got a really, really, really good football team.
Now, he owes a lot to Kirby Smart. He said he learned a lot about being a head coach from his time here in Athens. For Kirby, it was a speed bump. And they just flattened Arkansas, and they keep rolling now. Auburn is up next.